What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Zephyr Games, and as you can see I'm bringing to you guys a Sunavalon deck profile. So obviously you can make this once Ghosts of the Past gets printed and released, as far as I believe it is that set. Yes it is. So once that set comes out, you can build this amazingly fun deck. I love this deck so much. I love the character who uses it, and every time it got shown in the anime I was so happy and excited to see it in action, because it's just such a fun deck. It is such a cool deck and I love it so much. So I couldn't wait. As you can see, I got official OCG copies of the deck, but I have translations for me literally all over the place next to me, so I can read them to you and explain to you what these cards do. But I didn't want to show you some paper printouts. No, I go to the extreme and I put my money into official OCG cards, so it looks nice, it feels nice to play, and yes, I just wanted to do it. I couldn't wait. I needed them in my hands. So before I get into this, if you enjoyed, give us a like and subscribe down below. Ding that notification bell, because obviously if you enjoy person's content here on YouTube, you don't want to miss out on that content, and that notification bell helps prevent that, and all of that is greatly appreciated, and we thank you guys so much for doing so. So with all that said and done, let's get into this Sunavalon deck profile. So to start off, we have the 3 copies of Sunseed Genius Lucky. All it cares about is that it is called Sunseed Genius Lucky, and it is a vanilla plant. That's literally all you care about. The level 1 also matters as well, partially in this deck, but all you care about is that it is called Sunseed Genius Lucky, and you have to play it. You want to see this card. Next we have 3 copies of Sunseed Shadow. So if you don't know what Sunseed Shadow does, is that is a plant level 1. If you control a plant normal monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one of your linked Link 2 or lower Sunavalon or Sunvine monsters. Special summon one with the same name from your extract, but negate its effects. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except plant monsters. You can use each effect of Sunseed Shadow once per turn. What's great about this card is it's a searchable extender. And that's what I really like about it. Not only is it an extender in itself, being a just free summon as long as you control a plant vanilla monster like our Genius Lucky, but it is also an extender from graveyard, getting you another Link monster on board. You can be a Link 2, a Link 1, doesn't matter as long as it has the same name as the target on field. Next we have 1 copy of Sunseed Twin. I use this as a tech follow up. So what this card is that it's a level 2 plant. If this card is normal or special summoned, while you control a Sunavalon Link monster, you can target 1 level 4 or lower plant normal in your graveyard, special summon it. You could banish this card from your graveyard and 1 Link monster you control. If you have 2 or more plant Link monsters with the same name in your graveyard, special summon 1 of them. So you don't really use it for its graveyard effect. You mostly use this as an extender for the following turn, just normal summon this. As long as you have a Sunavalon on the field, you can then revive and Link climb higher. And then we play 1 copy of the Sunvine Maiden to finish off our Sunvine main deck monsters. A level 1 plant, so searchable again. You will see later. They're pretty obvious since I'm always saying level 1s are searchable. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a plant monster or monsters you control, that was special summon from the extra deck. Quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, negate that effect. You can use the effect of Sunvine Maiden once per turn. Your opponent cannot target Sunavalon or Sunvine spells or trap cards you control with card effects. So it's a nice little searchable hand trap that you can just get onto the field. Unfortunately, it is only through targeting. So just generic board wipes is gonna, bypass the Maiden, but some form of protection is always nice. So that's it for our Sun Avalon monsters. Moving on to everything else. We have 3 Lone Fire Blossoms, is 3 more copies of Sunseed Genius Loki, and that's all we care about. I've gone away from the Rescue Rabbit in the deck just because, like, it's a bit weird. Rescue Rabbit gets worse and worse as the longer the duel goes, whereas Lone Fire Blossom is just always good. It can deck thin by 4 cards if you wanted to, but at the very least you can like just tribute 1, summon Loki straight away, and that way later on, the moment you draw into a Lone Fire Blossom, it's essentially any plant in your deck, which I think is always nice to have, as opposed to like a Rescue Rabbit, which once you've resolved it once, you can't resolve it again because you don't have 2 more vanillas in your deck. And if you want to resolve Rescue Rabbit more than once, you then have to play more normals in your deck, which then don't do really much else, and they can't really like extend very well as opposed to like the traditional effect monster extenders. So that's what I've done. To our burn monsters, because we have to play them for, this is a combo variant of Sun Avalons as opposed to a go second, just summon slasher, slash away, which I do like. That variant is very fun. Slash is one of my favourite Sunvine monsters, and being able to get an easily 4k beat stick link 1 on the field is always nice. So there's 2 variants that you can play with this. This variant, which is a more combo go first kind of variant, but still has the ways and means to do the go second variant, which is, you know, break the board, go off, and slash away with slasher. So but I've gone for the combo variant at the moment. Down the line, if I like the go second variant, probably once the actual set fully drops, I'll probably show you guys the go second variant of the deck. So but for the combo variant, you need cards that help burn you, unfortunately, and I've gone with this 4 little engine of 3 Trick Clown and 1 Zephyros. You can play more Zephyros if you want to, but the thing is, Zephyros is a once per duel, so you don't want to clog too much with Zephyros. You do play 1 additional card, which is essentially an additional copy of all these cards. But if you open up Trick Clown and any way to get to a Genius Loki, you got full combo, which is fantastic. Moving on to additional extenders. Thanks to the latest set, we have a really good Xyz monster, and Parallel Xyz helps us get into that while being a nice free extender for the deck. Being able to, it's not a plant monster, but it can become a plant monster, which is very, very handy. And all you have to do is link summon, which the whole deck does. So 3 Parallel Xyz for that. Then we have 5 generic one-of plant extenders plus combo pieces. The Aromage L'Oreal is a combo piece. Spore is a combo piece, and World Carrot Champion is a combo piece. All part of our standard combo to get disruptions on board turn 1. You play 1 copy of Snowdrop, the Rika Fairy. Get this card now while you can, because it may go up in price once this deck fully drops. But she's a nice free extender while also getting you 2 plants out your hand, herself plus additional 1, and all you have to do is tribute a plant. So very, very handy. And 1 copy of Rose Girl, which is a free generic extender for plants, which is very, very handy. And 3 copies of Ash Blossom for just a generic hand trap that you can play in the deck while you helps you go second. That's it for the monsters. Moving on to spells. 3 copies of Unexpected Die is 3 more copies of Genius Loki, as well as 1 1-for-1, which is another copy of Genius Loki. And the way to search all of our level 1s is 2 copies of Where Art Thou. Once you get Genius Loki, this essentially searches you any free extender in your deck, mostly Sun, Seed, Shadow. Then we have 1 copy of Foolish Burial. This is essentially another way to do your combo. If you didn't open up with the Trick Clown or Zephyros, you can play Foolish Burial and do the combo just ever so slightly different, but then still get the same end result. 1 copy of Pot of Avarice. You burn through your extra deck so much in Sun Avalons. You can arguably play this at 2, but I just wanted to play just the 1 of it because I didn't want to brick on too much. In a more probably go second deck, I'd probably play 2 copies of this. But no, not in this variant at the moment. 2 copies of Sunvine Shrine, a continuous spell card, which reads, activate this card by sending 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. While you control a Sunavalon Link monster, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra except plant monsters. Once per turn, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower plant normal monster from your graveyard. During your opponent's end phase, you can send this face-up card from the field to the graveyard, then target 1 continuous trap in your graveyard and set it to your spell and trap zone. So we have 2 targets for that later on, as you'll see. Both searchable. This card being searchable off your Link 1, which is fantastic. 1 copy of Monster Reborn and 1 cool by upgrade because we're a combo deck, so we don't want to be hand trapped. And our 2 traps is Sunavalon Bloom and Blessed Winds, both resettable through Shrine. And Sunavalon Bloom reads, I don't know why I picked up the Japanese version, I still can't yet read Japanese. When this card is activated, if you control a Link 4 or higher plant Link monster, negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent controls. During damage calculation, if your plant Link monster battles, you can make that monster gain attack equal to the total attack of all monsters it points to until the end of this turn, even if this card leaves the field. You can use this effect of Sunavalon Bloom once per turn. You can activate 1 Sunavalon Bloom per turn. This card is searchable off our Link 4, which is fantastic. Easy, just like mini kind of skill drain just at the one time. And then being able to boost your Link 4 to at the very least 4,000, because it should point to a slasher who will point to it, gaining 4,000 attack, which is fantastic. Everything in this deck is fantastic. I love it. I love it so much. My favourite plant deck ever. Moving on to the extra, we play 1 copy of Sunavalon Driantre, which is a Link 4, which requires 2+ Link monsters, so it is nice and generic. If this card is Link Zone, you can add 1 Sunavalon spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects, also cannot be targeted for attacks, but does not prevent your opponent from attacking you directly. Once per turn, you contribute 1 Link monster this card points to. Destroy cards your opponent controls up to the tribute monster's Link rating. Nice little mini board wipe. Just gets big once in combo with Bloom, and it's just a fantastic card. Next, we play 1 copy of Sunavalon Driantre, which is a Link 3, requires 2+ plant monsters, cannot be targeted for attacks, but does not prevent your opponent from attacking you directly. Up to thrice per turn, so 3 times a turn. If you take battle or effect damage, you gain that much life points, and if you do, special summon Sunvine from your extra deck. Once per turn, when a monster this card points to is targeted with attack, you can negate that attack, and if you do, move that monster you control to another of your main monster zones. So it helps you unclog its Link rating, Link markers, which is very, very nice. And 3 times a turn gets you a free Sunvine monster, which you may think is a bit weird, considering they're all Link 1s, the Sunvines, but in combo with your burn cards, it's just fantastic, easy resource management, and just easily board presence. Then we play 1 copy of Sunvine Drius, which is a Link 2, requires 2 plant monsters, including a Sunavalon Link monster. Cannot be targeted with attacks, but does not prevent your opponent from attacking you directly. Up to twice per turn. If you take battle or effect damage, gain it back, and if you do, special summon Sunvine from your extra deck, which is very, very handy. Free extending level Link up. And then we play 2 copies of Sunavalon Drius. Link 1 requires 1 level 4 or lower plant monster. This card is Link summoned to the extra monster zone using Sunseed Genius Locky as material, so hence why Genius Locky is so important. You can add 1 Sunvine spell or trap from deck to hand. Cannot be targeted for attacks, but does not prevent your opponent from attacking you directly. Once per turn, if you take battle or effect damage, gain it back, and if you do, special summon Sunvine from your extra deck. This sets you up everything. This gets your entire place going, searches you with a rival card. It does everything for you. Our main beta of the deck, the main reason why probably a lot of people like this deck, including myself, is 3 copies of Sunvine Slasher. Thrasher in the OCG. Requires a plant normal monster. If you If a Sun Avalon Link monster or monster you control leaves the field by card effect, destroy this card. If this card is special summoned, you can target one Sun Avalon Link monster you control. This card gains attack equal to its Link rating times 800. When this card destroys a opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can special summon that monster to your zone a Link monster points to, but negate its effects. Starts off at 800, can get up to 4,000 by targeting the Link 4 because it will gain 3,200. Fantastic card, beats over essentially anything, steals that monster. Fantastic card, love it so much. And then I play 2 copies of Sunvine Healer. I don't play the Gardener. I just don't see a reason to play the Gardener. In the non-combo variant, I'd probably play like one of it. But I'd rather go with the Healer, because she also takes a plant link monster, and if a Sun Avalon, same destruction effect. If a Sun Avalon leaves the field, kill it. If this card is special summon, you can target a Sun Avalon Link you on the field, gain life points equal to its Link rating times 300. When your plant Link monster inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you gain 600 life points. You're not going to use it for its second effect, gain 600. You're going to use it for its first effect to gain 300, because it combos with Arome Seraphim Jasmine. Why does it combo with her? The moment you gain life points, you search any plant in your deck, which then combos with the Dryas, the trees, to which when you take damage you gain it back, and then it combos with the Healer, which then gets you life points as well. So all of it is very nicely synergized with Jasmine, and then essentially just gets your entire plays running. For our non-link monsters, we play the 1 copy of Arome Seraphim Sweet Majerome. She searches us our Blessed Winds, which is more disruption during our opponent's turn. And then we play for a Xyz package to go with the parallel Xyz. We play 1 Rika Kring Stella and the 1 brand new Sacred Tree Hyperion. I'll explain to you what Stona does. She takes 2 level 4 monsters, nice and generic, 2000, 2000. You can attach 1 material from this card, target a plant in your graveyard. A plant or Rika card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. If this card with Xyz material is distributed, you can special summon 1 rank 5 or higher plant Xyz from your extra deck or graveyard. Then you can attach this card to it as material. You can use each effect of Rika Queen Stena once per turn. So once she is tributed via either Arome Seraphim Jasmine or our Rika level 8 in the main deck, we get this guy, Sacred Tree Beast Hyperion, which is a rank 9 plant monster with 2600 attack, 1900 defense. Generic, just takes 2 level 9 monsters. During your turn, when you activate a card or effect, quick effect, you can target 1 card of the same type, monster, spell, or trap in your graveyard. Attach it to this card as material. During your opponent's turn, when a card or effect is activated, quick effect, you can detach a material from this card of the same type, monster, spell, or trap, from this card, and if you do, negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card. You can use each effect in a Sacred Tree Beast Hyperion once per turn. So, at the very least, it's going to be a monster effect negation, because Rika Kling Stunner attaches herself to this card as material when she cheats it out the deck, or the extra deck. If you have additional combos and extenders, you could probably get a spell card attached to it, but you're mostly going to use this as a monster effect negation, so you can end your board on a popping with Majerome, a monster effect negation via Hyperion, and then you just have your big tree, which gives you another board effect negation with Sun Avalon Bloom. And that, guys, is the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed it. I do apologize it's taken nearly 20 minutes to do this profile, but there's a lot of reading to explain, as they're all at the moment still OCG only cards, but again, we are getting them in the upcoming months in Ghosts of the Past. And once the set drops, be sure that I will bring you a full TCG version of this deck, where it's the combo variant or the go second, break your board, steal it kind of variant via Slasher. Be sure there'll be at least a 1 Sun Avalon profile for you. So, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, as always, happy dueling.